Welcome back and thank you for joining us. It's time to move into our interactive segment where your voice matters. Do well to keep your phones close to you so you can call in and share your thoughts on what we'll be discussing this morning, and also send in your WhatsApp message just so in case you cannot get through to us. Now let's dig in. Today, our phone-in segment turns the spotlight on an issue that has once again shaken the nation to its core: education safety. Is the government doing enough to guarantee it? A new chapter is unfolding in Nigeria's long and painful struggle with insecurity. Instead of reinforcing school gates, state governments are now closing them deliberately and in growing numbers. This wave of shutdowns sweeping across Kebbi, Katsina, Niger, Yobe, Taraba, Plateau, and parts of Kwara is more than a precautionary measure. It is a stark and sobering admission that authorities can no longer assure the safety of Nigerian children in the very places meant to shape their future. Now, this is not the first time our classrooms have been targeted. The horrors of Chibok in 2014, where 276 girls were abducted, and Dapchi in 2018, where 110 girls were kidnapped, remain etched in our national memory. But in recent weeks, terror has once again returned to the schoolyard. Just last Monday, 25 schoolgirls were taken from Government Girls Secondary School in the Maga area of Kebbi State. And only 3 days later, in Niger State's Agwara local government area, 315 students and 12 teachers were abducted from St. Mary's Catholic Primary and Secondary Schools in Papiri. The shockwaves from these incidents triggered a domino effect from primary schools to federal colleges, from day schools to boarding houses. Entire systems have been forced to shut down. In some states, only boarding facilities have been evacuated. In others, education has ground to a halt entirely. Now, yet, even in the midst of fear, there have been glimmers of resilience. In Niger State, the Christian Association of Nigeria confirmed that 50 abducted pupils managed to escape, some hiding in the bush, others guided home by local farmers. But more than 250 students and teachers from that same school remain in captivity. Now, President Tinubu has assured the nation that he will not relent in rescuing the release of all abductees and restoring safety. But for many parents, teachers, and communities, the question remains: why are schools still this vulnerable? And is the government doing enough, not just to respond, but to prevent these tragedies? This morning, we ask you, our viewers, how did we get here? And what must be done to protect Nigerians' children? In closing, is closing schools a necessary temporary measure or a troubling sign of failure? The lines are now open. Join the conversation. Let's hear your voice this morning. What are your thoughts? Parents, we want to hear from you. What is your thoughts concerning the safety of our children in schools? Is quite pathetic, and I'm sounding emotional this morning. But then we have Ade on the line. Hello, Ade. Good morning. Thank you for calling in.
Good morning. Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year.
How are you? Maimuna, how are you today?
I'm very well, Ade. Thank you.
Good morning. My view on this government is not, particularly state government. They are not doing anything. Not all of them, because the man in Borno, I respect him a lot. Maybe because he's a professor. So, he takes education very serious. So if other government in the north can copy him, things will get better. He's spending a lot of money on health and education. Yes, I wish we can give him another 4 years, third time. We will transform Borno to London. But the other governments in the north, they are not serious at all, because they are having security votes. What are they using the money for? Is that about gathering 200 people and say you are doing nothing for them? No, that era has passed. Use the money to give them education. Look at some of the children there that they brought to the United States. Some are doctors now. So they are doing well in America. And they are sending money into Chile. They are doing very well. That is the joy of education. Where education can take you. But they never get there. Some of them, they don't care about education at all. If not, how can a body not be isolated? And you don't invest in security, in high fence, electric fence, or whatever. Nothing of such. So they are not they about federal government now. This is about state. State is in charge of the secondary schools. They should be serious and wake up, because this is the future of the children of tomorrow. With education, they can get anywhere in the world. But without education, the limits, they are advancing with the limits. So, my advice and appeal to every government that take education serious. We do that in the south, that part, but we should do that and be serious. Copy the only governor. Invite him to lecture you, all the government in mind. Invite the only government and show you the way, how to do things. Look at the school is building in Bagudu. It's like a Senate House University. It's like we are in London for secondary school. So, my advice is that all those governments should wake up, because the future of these children, they are very important to us. Thank God, some are coming back home now, and the church in Kiyawa, they have come back home, and the area they kept them in the bush, the bush is for bandits. The section of bandits, everybody has their own there. And nobody is getting there. Maybe the Kiyawa state government, you can't send the military or whatever to that place to go and get rid of those bandits. Anyway, what I'm saying online is the new American ship is heading towards Nigeria. I trust me, we'll see it. God bless Nigeria. Good morning.
Thank you very much, Ade, for that. Maimuna, looking at the whole situation and, asking the question if the government is failing due to the fact that this mass closure of schools and the lack thereof of security in schools, it picks your brain and makes you ask, these things have happened before, so why have these measures that have been put in place, the Safe School initiative has been put in place after all those abductions have happened, so why have they not been a stronghold for schools in Nigeria, making sure that these incidents don't happen again? But let's take our next caller. Hello, good morning. Thank you for joining us. What is your name and where you calling from?
I'm calling from Gombe State.
Good morning, Abasenkon. Thank you for joining us. Go ahead with your thoughts.
Sincerely speaking, I want to appreciate you ladies. I want to appreciate Trust TV, the entire management and the entire crew. People have been doing wonderful job as they're sanitizing Nigeria, bringing Nigeria up to date with latest data information, documenting Nigerian stories through history. I really appreciate you people. Yes, Maimuna talked about vulnerability. Vulnerability. What is vulnerability? It is because our government is insensitive to pressing issues. And it is time for them to wake up. And this will happen right from 1960s. So, and that is why security has been in shambles. I want to give a glaring example why I'm saying this. A man will buy a property of 100 million and he put a security of 50,000 naira. 50,000 naira to secure that property, put a megad. When armed robbers come, when thieves come, will they have access into the place? Sure, they will have access into the place. Until we begin to think right. And then we have the probable advisors that will advise the president on security. If not, kidnapping of our children will continue to go on. Now, I want to give an outline of what security is all about. These are not the things I need to say on television. Number one is that as a security officer, that person is saddled with the responsibility to protect life and property. And there are prerequisites, there are basic essentials for security. Once a security officer does not know this essential, what is he doing in that place? If you have an IG that does not know the essential of security, what is he doing there? They need to bring another person. If you have defense chief that does not know the essential of security, why keeping him there? So these are the basic factors that is making all these miscreants rampant in kidnapping, collecting ransom. Yes, we have challenges, and we have types of security that needs to deal with these challenges. And this, number one is active security. Number two is passive security. Number three is micro and macro security, preventive security, detective security. And they have the explanation how to break it down in circles. We continue to go round in circles, not hitting the target. And that is why there is problem in Katsina, there is problem in Borno, and they are spreading. Once they continue to spread, the places that have peace, they continue to target those areas. Until we go back to the joint board. And I want us to understand that a lot of retired security chiefs has to be drawn in so that.
All right, I believe we lost our caller. Make sure you call us back. I would like to continue to hear your thoughts.
Absolutely. Hauwa, when you look at the numbers, while we were going through the introduction on the phone-in segment, when you look at the numbers, you realize that Nigeria has one of the highest rates of attack on schools in Africa, and it is so devastating. But then we have Shetima on the line before we continue. Good morning, Shetima. Thank you for calling in this morning.
Good morning, Maimuna. Good morning, Hauwa. Good morning, Trust TV. Good morning, Nigeria. This is Shetima Kudima calling from Maiduguri.
Thank you for calling Shetima.
In. Go ahead with your thoughts.
Honestly speaking, my in-law and my brother in London have spoke well, and they have said all what is relevant. But I just want to add anything. You see, honestly speaking, it is just we are playing with the security, and it has become up to this level. So something serious needs to be done. As Abashe was saying, they have spread all over, which is a negligence in our part, in the part of the government, and we the citizens. Honestly speaking, we take things for granted. Security issue is a very serious issue because no country can grow, no country will develop without adequate security and education. And that is where we have challenge now. Education, if at all we take the security recklessness and affected our education, we will never see the light of development. This is a fact, because a security, an illiterate society can never run well. Can never run well. Even you have problems here and there. So things to be done. Something needs to be done. How are we going to be done it? I think it is good. Any school that was located in a remote area should be relocated into the city. Like the way our professors did here in Maiduguri. Because all our schools that they were in remote area, they have been relocated into the city of Maiduguri metropolis, where we have adequate security. And security agencies the security personnel need to be deployed to each and every schools, so that they should be safeguarding the security of those schools. Because we have understand now, their target is our school children. And this is an arrangement to see the setback of Nigeria. Because they know without education, no development will take place. So we have to do all what is reasonable and necessary to make sure that we have give our children in school adequate security. Our politicians and our governors and chairmen of the local governments, they have to catch that gift, unnecessary gift that they are doing with the people assets, dashing cars anyhow. This money have to be channeled, towards security, so that we should build a concrete and very adequate security to safeguard our children. I think we have to do what Borno State government did in each and every state. They have to build their own security, like the one that we have here as civilian JTF. So, and government, every state have to give them a maximum cooperation and a support, financially and otherwise, to see that that body has become a very strong. So that now, and alhamdulillah, here in Maiduguri, our civilian JTF, they have been doing well. Anywhere they go, they have been went to Kasuna and give assistance in security. So they all still have to build like the one that we have here in Borno State, so that we can catch our enemies, we can defeat our enemies. And this war, I think, is declared to all Nigerians, regardless of your religion, ethnic group whatsoever. You are a target. Wherever you are a target. This is a war that declared against all Nigerians. We have to join head together and fight these enemies of peace and defeat them. I hope and I pray those in authority they should open their ear and listen, so that we can find a means to defeat them. Thank you so much and have a nice day.
Thank you, Shatima, for calling in.
Shatima.
I was trying to make a point. When we talk about the safety of our schools, there's a mixed picture in Nigeria, because with the government, coming up with the Safe School Initiative, which is the SSI, during the Goodluck Ebele Jonathan regime, where this initiative was launched just for the sake of, making sure that our schools are safe, carrying out infrastructure, fences, making sure that security agencies are on ground to protect those children.
And we have to even look at the impact of that on education
in itself. But then we have another caller on the line. Hello, good morning. Thank you for calling in. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Good morning, Trust TV. I am Solomon calling from Akwa Ibom State.
Good morning. Thank you for calling in. Go ahead.
Honestly, what is happening in Nigeria is very, very pathetic. A very sad situation that a country like this. We cannot do one particular thing all the time, then we expect different results. The security issue in this country is not going well. Last time was Chibok girls, we still discuss. Another set of girls, we still discuss. But our government has failed to check the root cause of this problem. Security we are talking about is not somebody that will stay in his office and say, okay, I have set these people there, I have set these people there. Even if they close all the schools, will they not reopen the school again? If they are not checked, the main cause of all these things all the time, there's no way this kind of issue will stop in this country. Every time we'll be complaining. How do we expect your child in the bush with people that you don't know? How do they feel? So I'm pleading with government to check the root cause of all this insecurity in this country, so that our children will go back to school. Because, okay, now, if they close the schools now, what about the farm? What about the streets? What about the market? Please, I'm pleading with Nigerian government. This kind of a thing, we keep on discussing time without number. It's not working. Please, let them do enough and rescue those children. I'm begging with Nigerian government, please. It's a very pathetic situation. It's a very shameful thing to us. Thank you for having me this morning.
All right, thank you very much for that. Maimuna, at this point, the biggest thing that needs to be looked at and done with the utmost importance is nipping that problem in the bud. making sure that the issues that are causing, these devastations are eliminated, are taken out, are cut off, so that Nigeria will go back to the way it was, have some peace, and people can go back to conducting their businesses and their lives as usual. And mind you, we have to remember that it is not only these schoolgirls that have been abducted, other Nigerians have been abducted as well around the country and killed as well due to the incessant rise of these insecurities. So what do you say about these children that have been abducted, and aside from that, those people that have been abducted, held in captivity? And I remember there's a story that we saw that a whole family was abducted, a father, mother, and a child as well, and the mother was pregnant as well at that point. So it's quite devastating, and you can't even imagine what people have gone through when they do get abducted, and aside from that, some are even killed if that ransom is not being paid. But
we have another caller on the line. Hello, good morning. Thank you for calling in. What's your name and where are you calling from? Please kindly turn down the volume of your TV set so we can hear you clearly.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes,
thank you for calling in.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, my name is Makaparin from Anambra State.
All right, thank you for calling in. Go ahead with your thoughts.
Okay, this thing is a shameful thing. Some states in Nigeria will close school, and those outside the country, other countries will be watching out so that we are going to no more school because of insecurity. I want to ask something. These bandits to Boko Haram, so are they not, there are some people that are sponsoring them. There are those that are sponsoring them. Those were repentant Boko Haram or repentant bandits. So the military, they're supposed to ask them, who are those people that supply you with the equipment you use to fight? Who are your sponsors? Where are they? So that they will get those people. If you are closing school, like my brother said, if you close school, you will not close the market. There is a street, they can come in the streets and cut those in the villages, the poor people, and you cannot relocate the whole school to the city. You cannot relocate the whole school. If you relocate the whole school in the city, what about the houses in the road? Are you going to relocate them to the city? You see, this thing is, if Nigeria cannot do this, let them invite Trump. Let Trump come and help Nigeria. The Trump is not coming to fight those that are fighting Christians. They're just coming to fight the bandit, the insecurity, whether Christian or Muslim. The important thing is to fight the bandit. The poor masses are dying. People are dying. And is it when everybody finishes in this country, that time everything will be okay? Even the military are dying. The policemen are dying. The military are dying. They are criminals. They are overpowering everybody. No help. So even if you build the whole school and put maybe 4 soldiers in every school, 4 soldiers, when the bandits come, they must overpower them because they come in quantities. They can come up to 30 in number, 50 in number with the special armies. So this is what the ultimate. Then they use even these pictures they use to snap pictures and the post or make phone call. This thing can be tracked. They can track the number, and if they want to stop this thing, those guys they use to post video and everything and get them. Those people that they catch at hand, when they ask them, who are your sponsors? Where is your camping? Even these people that have escaped from the Niger, these 50 students, they can interview them. Which side are they? Which side are you people covered? Can you locate the place? Can you know where they carry people go? So that they can get these people. All these most things can be done. Not every time we be talking and everything talk, everybody will go. Not everybody will have a escort. Not everybody will live in the city. Those in the village cannot run away from their villages. Are you anywhere who will accommodate you in that city? And you go school going like this. This thing is the shameful thing. Nigerians are tired. Poor masses are tired because this thing will happen to poor masses. Please, they need the help. Let Nigerians know what to do. Let the military interview those people. Let them help them know where these people are in the bush. Let them use track those things and stop them. Let them stop killing our militaries.
All right, thank you for calling in and sharing your thoughts. How I think we've come to the end of this segment. To everyone who called in, thank you for calling in. It's really a sad one and an emotional one for every single Nigerian out there, and we really hope that our security becomes the topmost priority for the federal government, making sure that every single Nigerian is safe, whether at home, in school, in the marketplace, at workplace, wherever they go. Thank you so much once again for everyone who called.